this is Mr. Assassin and I'm here today to do Toriko chapter 345 review. Now as we dive into this chapter, the story takes us away from Komatsu and Yuda and the other chefs, and we get to see that Whale King Moon was on the move. We don't know exactly why Whale King Moon is on the move. It could be because of the young Hurak being born, or because of Bambina's monkey dance, or because Toriko has awoken 2 years ago. Whatever the reason is, Whale King is on the move, and the other continents are feeling this because quote-unquote Whale King is the most powerful of the 8 kings. First area that actually feels this is Area 5, and Zebra and Branchy are in Area 5. The entire earth is shaking. Zebra uses echolocation to see why the forest is shaking, because they are in a forest. And apparently, the forest is alive. The forest is actually Deer King, Sky Deer. It's actually a deer that has an entire forest on its back. Huge ass motherfucker. Very impressive. I look at this picture of the Deer King and he looks very impressive indeed. Now the second area that feels the movement of the Whale King is Area 4. And what's moving in Area 4 is the Mother Snake. And Sunny doesn't even recognize it at first. He thinks it is a wall, some sort of a wall, a huge ass wall. But in fact, those are only the scales of the Mother Snake, and this thing is humongous. I do believe that it can really wrap around the world, as it was stated in the lore. The third area that senses the Whale King movements are Area 3, and Coco and this other guy, I forget his name, almost get squashed by a feather. We get to see the Emperor Crow, the Bird King Emperor Crow, and he looks frightening. A feather that fell from the Bird King, from the Emperor Crow, almost squashed Coco. And in Area 2, and this is the cherry on the cake, Toriko and Staja are standing face to face with the King Land Shark. This is not one of the kings, it is a fish king species, and its capture level is 4,450, and it looks menacing. Now Toriko states that if he was alone he would not fight the shark, but because he's with Tarzan, they should fight it, especially because this shark is on Jiro's course and he would like to see what the shark is all about. And Tarzan replies, it makes no difference for me if we deal with this one, but I do not want to deal with the one behind it. And we take a look behind the king shark and we see the battle wolf. Yep, the battle wolf is finally here, and he's looking more frightening than ever. I mean, this guy has scars on his face, he's ready for battle. I don't know how they're going to deal with this. I don't know if they are going to fight the battle wolf, because the battle wolf, from what we can see right now, is actually looking at the Shark King and looking at Toriko and Starzon to see how they deal with it. And after this, it gets even more epic, because we jump to Neo's base. We see Neo bringing food to the chefs that are currently prisoners there, and we see Tepe talking to one of the chefs, and Tepe says that he's not under the mind control of Joy, he was just acting to get information. And he sees this chef, which I think is the friend of Komatsu, he's not under the mind control either. Somehow they are immune to the spores that Joy does. Tepe asks this chef, I'm going to leave soon because I already know all of what they are planning, but I want to know before I leave, I want to know what you saw in Area 1. And right after that, go to Area 1, there's a huge flash of light and we get to see this epic motherfucker. And I don't know who it is. It's probably a Cassia, probably a Gourmet Demon, I don't know. But that's why Area 1 is so hard to beat, because it is the birthplace of this monster. And that's why Chef Gigi told them that together they are going to take a one afterwards. This chapter, however, was a very short chapter of Toriko because it has only 15 pages, if I'm correct. So usually we get around 20, 18, 19, but this one only has 15 pages. So that's a little bit of a disappointment, but we got to see everyone and we got to see the final villain. I assume it's going to be the final villain. So this was a chapter, a great chapter, and yeah, there's nothing else to say. Rate, comment, subscribe, write me your theories about this, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a nice day.
Any rational society would either kill me or put me to some use.